1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Howdy, 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 folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and as always, I'm starting the stream with an audio test. And I can report that the audio was working well, which is exactly what we were hoping for. I can also report that last time we streamed, we did a test with the green shirt and the green background, although I think that was technically the second test, because I'd also tested it with Xenoblade Chronicles, or maybe it was the other way around, and I can't remember, because a whole week has passed. That's 7 days. I don't remember what happened last time. What I do know, and this is a fun bonus story for you, just for channel members, is that I just went through a harrowing experience. Not really. Like, that's a bit dramatic. What actually happened was, I was sitting here, I just sat down, I got the game booted up, I got OBS open, I'd set up the stream, and I was just about to hit go when all of a sudden I felt like this rumble. I was like, do I have to burp? I think I do. So I burped. And immediately something shot up my esophagus and into my mouth. And I was like, uh-oh, what is that? Must be food or something, right? So I'm holding it, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to re-swallow it, because that's gross. Even though it was just, like, you know, swallowed previously and already inside of me, I was like, dogs return to their own vomit, not this boy. So I get up and I go to the bathroom, and I go to the toilet, because I was like, it felt like a pretty sizable chunk, and I was like, whatever this is, I don't want it stuck in the sink, because that's gross. That's even worse than re-swallowing it, because I have to look at it, and then I might have to fish it out. So I go over to the toilet, I spit. And immediately, I'm like, what am I looking at? It was a long tube. It took a second for me to realize. I was like, that's my digestive enzyme I just had. I had taken two. It's a digestic enzyme pill with probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics. It's like the whole 9 yards all in one pill. And I've been taking them because I had to take some antibiotics a couple of weeks ago. It messed up my stomach really badly. My whole gut health was thrown off, and I was like, okay, I gotta restore this now. I gotta start eating and drinking all these certain things and taking my it doesn't matter. I took 2 of them. I will confess, I did not drink the amount of water I normally drink, because I try to drink a glass of water every time I take one. I just popped them in my mouth, took a swig, and called it a day. I coughed one of them up. The other one, I assume, went down. But not even coughed it up. A good 5 or 10 minutes had passed, and then all of a sudden I went, and it back up. It was very confusing, because I was just staring at it like, what is that? That's not what I was expecting. I don't know what that was, and I don't really care to find out at this point why that happened. Hopefully it just, hopefully it doesn't happen again. Now, something else you get to watch. Oh. Okay, I see. Alright. Something else you get to watch is me fiddle with my phone there for a minute. Putting it aside now. I wanted to do a quick shout out, because, as you know, we stream only to people in the Mythic tier or higher. That's how you actually get access to live streams. And we've had a couple of upgrades that I wanted to talk about here. So let me filter down current level. And if you're watching this and you're fabled and you're like, wait, how? The archives are available to all channel members, and I appreciate the support of all channel members. We're limiting it to Mythic and up to specifically limit the amount of people that watch live. I know that might sound silly, but because I do record videos when I do these streams, I don't want to be super distracted by the chat, but I also do want to interact with the chat. So by admittedly artificially limiting it, it kind of helps with that. Pardon. Whoa! That was a big one too there, wasn't it? Okay, we've got 2 upgrades, and I wanted to give a shout out to Moyer and Maria Amor, who both upgraded to the Mythic tier, and now might be joining us for this stream, or future streams, hopefully. I'd also like to just go ahead and give a shout out to everyone else who's been supporting at the Mythic tier. Heather Hancock, of course, thank you so much for your support. You hopped in last time, and we had a fun little musical moment. My ukulele is not with me right now, however. It is in the other room, because I was singing sad songs to myself, as you do sometimes. Not because I was sad, I was just like, it's a lot easier to play more kind of mellow songs on the ukulele when you're learning, because they tend to go a bit slower and stick to a few certain keys, so it makes it a little bit easier. And ukulele is such a fun instrument. If you've not played one, I recommend you get one. We're going to play the game here in a minute. Been Rid Out. Been Rid Out has supported for the last 3 months, and I appreciate it. But I don't know if I've ever seen a comment from Been Rid Out. Ben, if you ever watch this, know that I appreciate your support, and I would love to see you pop into a stream at some point. Let's see, I can actually search for Ben's name specifically. And no comments found. Ben, what are you doing there? Come join us. It'll be fun, I promise you. Oh, if you don't want to, that's fine as well. I don't want to pressure you into it. Gilliam, of course. Gilliam has been a supporter here and just as a subscriber across my YouTube channels for the last 2,000 years since I started, and I appreciate it. And then up in the legendary tier, we've got Lucas Kits. Shout out to Lucas and the entire Kits family. I hope you're all doing very well. God bless you. Take care. We've also got in the otherworldly tier, of course, Purple Lemons and Jake Yates. Purple Lemons. Purple Lemons, I feel like you're more like a newer viewer. That, or maybe you had a different username back in the day. But I don't know. At this point, I feel like you've always been here because you joined in for so many of the streams. And I'm like, that's not a username that is deeply ingrained in my mind from the back in the old days. But you're here all the time now, and I appreciate it a lot. And of course, Jake Yates, also known sometimes as Daniel Yates. He directed movies. He also directed the Fantastic Beasts movies. Think of that what you will. But also known as Dake Tora, who's been a very long-term subscriber and supporter. So thank you all so much for your continued support. Welcome to all the new Mythic viewers who have the potential to tune in live now. And I am not going to waste any more of anyone's time. I do feel like I have to burp again, though, and I'd like to do that now in case the other enzyme comes up. Hold on just a second here. Am I okay? You might say, Reese, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? Why would you burp on the stream? Everyone burps. It's just one of those things that we're all, like, ashamed of for some reason. Although in some cultures back in the day, it was considered rude not to burp because it's like a sign of satisfaction or something like that. But in reality, it is a sign that you have gas from whatever you ate. Anyway. I'm not going to shy away from it, although I do cut it out of the videos because that's just disgusting. I feel like channel members, though, you pay so you get to see the burps. It's almost like a blooper reel in real time. I'm gonna hit the record button. Gotta make sure that everything works. Yes. I gotta tell you, when we first tested the dual GPU setup, I was using 2 NVIDIA cards. And in OBS, you can choose which card you want to do which. So I had like card 0 as the encoder for the stream, and card 1 is the encoder for the local recording. And I gotta tell you, it wasn't super consistent on whether or not that actually worked. More often than not, it would just ignore my settings for which card did what, and sometimes dump them both on the first card or dump them both on the second card, and then it was just like, what do you want me to do about it, huh? And you had to like close OBS, reopen OBS, and change the settings to exactly what they were, or invert them, or swap the HDMI cable around, and then it would start working. So I'm glad that we have 2 different cards now, because literally the broadcast, you set 2 different encoders, right? So you're not just picking card 1 and card 0. You just go in there and you're like, no, use Intel for the stream, because we stream AV1, for those of you who don't know, and then choose NVIDIA for the local recording. I'd like to get another NVIDIA or Intel card, though, to do more AV1, because eventually I'd like to record locally AV1, and the AV1 encoder cannot do 2 4K, well, this is technically 5K width, 4K height streams at once. It cannot do that. It can manage this one just fine, with quite a bit of headroom. It cannot do 2. So I'm going to have to get a second AV1 compatible card. I probably Intel. I say Intel, but I could probably get an AMD card, and that would be fun. I don't want to get an NVIDIA card. I don't want to. I don't want to support them right now. Do you hear what they're doing? They're trying to, like, dissuade their partners from making Intel cards for Battle Mage, which is the next Intel. I don't want to support them. They're a-holes. I mean, I understand they're all multi-billion dollar corporations, and none of them are my friend. But if I'm going to have to give one of them money, I'd like to choose two lesser evils, and that's probably going to end up just getting another just because of the price. Probably going to get another A380. Although A310 has the same encoder and uses less power, but I can't find one. I just hit the record button on this, by the way, and we're going off on this completely different tangent. So, Intel A310 GPU. It exists, okay? It's here on their website, the ARC A310. There's a spec sheet. Graphic card goes official. This is from 2022. What has happened? See, it exists. Here it is. 6 Z cores, whatever that means. It's got 2 render slices. None of that really matters. What I care about is AV1 encode decode. Yes. And I'm pretty sure it also does VP9. Why YouTube supports VP9 for their outgoing signal, but they've never accepted like streaming to them in VP9, I don't know. But that's always been a bit weird for me. It goes official according to this leak. Someone's got one in hand, but there's no link to buy it, and there's no link to buy them anywhere. And I'm assuming if you can get an A310 or A380 for $100, A310's got to be cheaper. Like, it seems like it should be. It seems like it should be the best card for people who want to do encoding, but it just doesn't exist anywhere. I've even checked eBay and AliExpress, and it's not on any of those places. So A310 might be the cheapest card out there, but then that's just speculation. The card doesn't exist. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Okay, I'm going to stop talking because I already hit the record button. I'm actually going to stop this recording because this is going to be confusing. When I sit down to edit, I'm going to start a new one. Okay, let's go. Howdy, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, the Let's Play Adventure, where today, I gotta tell you folks something, alright? I'm gonna confess something. I was not able to do my normal recordings. I try to record these with the channel members on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and on Saturday, I ended up working. I ended up taking some extra hours. It was kind of a last-minute thing, so I didn't really reschedule the stream. But I wanted to keep fresh with my moves, right? I wanted to try to maintain the current level of skill that I have developed since starting the game, which, as you know, is quite high. I'm actually very good. So I went out and I completed I think there was only the one hunt left here for this guy, and it was a little bit of a walk in the park. There wasn't much to it. But yeah, I went ahead and cleared those out just because I wanted to come back to this and continue the main story, but I wasn't going to have time to actually record it, so I just wanted to stay agile, fresh, refreshed, at the top of my game. Buzzwords is what I'm saying right now. We're ready to continue the main story, though, so we're going to travel to Drake's Breath. It's been a few days since I did that mission, so I might be rusty again. I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably going to be worse than every previous stream. I'm putting this out there now, just so there's no like heightened expectations for improvement. What you've been seeing from me, my current skill set since the start of this game, that's where we're at. We've not improved at all. We've been given new abilities, and they've been upgraded. But I myself have not grown as a gamer. I'm no more competent now than I was when we started.
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
Guess. Just guess.
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Is she turning to stone?
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
Surely that's not what happens to her character. Surely we find a way to
Right.
save her, you know?
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's mother crystal.
Drake's Breath.
is it just me, or do the mother crystals look like giant crystalline structures that fell from the heavens? Possibly as part of an alien invasion? I'm just throwing all of my theories out there at all times. Eventually, we're going to get to the end of the game, and I might be right.
And ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen.
No one calls them rowing boats. They're just
The
rowboats.
sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go.
It's like calling it a bicycling cycle. Like, no one says that. It's ridiculous. It's not like that at all. That's a terrible
I
comparison.
always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
That is very convenient for us. Also, why don't we just reclaim this? I feel like we probably have... Okay, see, here we go. This is our opportunity to actually test our might and see whether or not I do remember the combat here.
And the only way past them is through them.
Yeah, no, we got this. This is going to be the easiest thing in the world. Look at this. I'm absolutely... Oh, wait, I forgot that I've got, like, lightning powers as well. I mean, I didn't forget it. I just forgot that in order to cycle through everything, you got to hit the button twice. Which is, unfortunately, like, a little bit inconvenient. Wait a minute. You know what I remember? Okay, when I went to fight that guy, I went through and looked at a list of all of my abilities because I realized I hadn't been keeping up with them. And I remembered that I had some that we hadn't used before. Right? So, for example, we unlocked this, but we never use it. If we do... What is it? Yeah, that. If we hit these two buttons at the same time. So that is different from Phoenix Shift. That is something that we can do where you just jump and do an attack. And I feel like we unlocked that in one of the first, like, or maybe the first or second episode of this series. And I've just neglected it since. But it's super convenient because it means if you need to cover some quick ground, you don't have to cycle all the way back around to Phoenix Shift. So that's great. And then something else we can do is it's like a combo move where you do a strike and a magic attack. And again, it's something that I think we got really early on that we just never take advantage of. Also, hi, Purple Lemons. Was not ignoring you. How are you doing? Yeah, lots of green. Lots of green. I just realized none of the videos for this have come out yet. But they look good. They look good. And I think that sometime by the end of this week, the first video is going to come out where... my ultimate goal has been achieved. It actually worked really well, and it looks really good. And I'm excited for folks to finally see where the green comes in. It's going to be... I mean, I need to fix the lighting up a little bit more. I need to get... I've looked into getting, like, a band of metal to form an arch over me, and then getting some, like, high CRI LED strips. But that's for later. That's refining what is already perfection. All right, Torgal. Through the gate we go. Where this stops, only Jill knows, because she used to live here, apparently, so she should know the place like the back of her hand. And she should be giving us a little bit more guidance right now.
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
Okay, but why is the earth quaking? Is this island unstable? Does this end with this island, like, going under the sea? Because that sounds like it would be very funny. Also, Blind Justice is my least favorite ability, because I'm not really sure what it's meant to accomplish. I think when you hit that, it's supposed to send out sparks of electricity, but does it actually, like, adequately damage anyone to make it worth it? I don't think so. But that's also a fantastic ability there. We probably need to upgrade that one, if we haven't already. I know that we've been sort of hoarding our upgrades to get ridiculous things overpowered, like whatever this Flames of Rebirth. We could upgrade that, and it would be fun. We did also upgrade Aerial Blast, which, I mean, that was worth it. Wait a minute, what is this? Look at this guy. He's just in there, like I don't see him. Clive, do you see him? Clive is not reacting to the fact that this man, this beast, is just right there. He's paying it no mind. Clive, you absolutely lunatic. All right, let's get out the big tornado. I know it's not going to affect that guy. That guy's not going to care. That guy's literally going to run right out. But everyone else will care. Look, these guys will care once I suck them into it. Hey, you need to stop, buddy. You need to stop. All right, I'm trying to catch all the wolves. There we go. Good job, Torg. We got him in there. Now we just sort of like run around and avoid them? Oh, shoot. Okay, good. Yeah, for a minute I couldn't see what was happening. Okay, so that's not the dodge button. See, that's the other issue, though. It doesn't matter how much time I spend practicing this game. If in between games I'm going to go back and play Final Fantasy VII with completely different loadouts, you know? Okay, watch this. Attack, and then that, and then, yeah, Magic Burst. Magic Burst 2. How cool is that? It's great stuff. We did a takedown. And now we're going to do a Flames of Rebirth, just to spite the fella. And then if we wanted to, let's also do this. He's been staggered for what feels like a while now. It's given us ample opportunity to really beat this fella up. Okay, so I guess really what we should do is we should save all of our big attacks for when he's coming out of the stagger, and see if we can like get him staggered again immediately after. That seems like the real move.
Nice try.
Oh, I forgot it does that ridiculous dodge now. Okay, that's what we're gonna do this time. Okay, I mean, first off, we need to get him staggered again, but then we're gonna save all of our big attacks for right when he's coming out of the stagger. That was definitely an intentional parry on my part. Perfectly precision parry. Okay, so now we just stand here and we just hold down the attack button. I understand, I'm pretty sure we do more damage to him when he's staggered, so it makes sense to do all the big attacks, but I really do think we're better off waiting until he's just coming out of that stagger phase, and then hitting him with everything like this. Because there's a possibility that before he's even able to move, we'll be able to stagger him again. Or just like full-on defeat him, which is actually what it looks like is about to happen. Yeah.
The old Arboretum is just up ahead. We'll enter the caves from there.
That's fantastic, Jill. But what is an Arboretum? Because it sounds like something you would order at the Taco Bell, but you'd pronounce it wrong and the girl would make fun of you, even though the only way she knows how to pronounce it is because they were given like a little piece of paper with the drawn-out pronunciation and told, like, this is a made-up word that we made up to sound Spanish and fancy at the same time, or Hispanic, if you're so inclined. This is the Arboretum. Arborito. Would that just be a burrito in the shape of the letter R? Arborito. That, I mean, you know, R for Reese. Could be fun, could be tasty.
Ugh, look at this place. What a mess.
Wait.
Why stir the pot? Oh no, it's one of these guys! Only he looks bigger than the last one.
It's turned.
Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle.
You have any spare shields of Rosaria handy?
Just like old times.
I mean, if by old times, you mean that one time we fought one of these in the swamps of Dagobah, then sure.
Don't breathe it in.
I'm not sure if the same tactic is what we need to go for here. Maybe we just go ahead and do this, so we can start really getting in the big attacks. Or at least the fast attacks, I should say. And then we try to get it staggered. And then I'm thinking it's probably still a good idea.
Nice try.
Oh.
Garuda! To me, boy!
What is this? I don't remember this. Was this the thing before with the tentacles? I don't like it.
I'm hurt, Torgal.
Okay. We're having trouble pulling this one down. It was a very long and drawn-out process, but we got there in the end. So this is Worst Breath. which I guess is worse than the last time you did it. What if I run into it and then at the last second... That works! You can absolutely just run into it and then dodge it. Okay, good. This again.
Too slow. Come on.
Okay, well, that didn't work because we kind of dodged into it. Brilliant, perfect parry, absolutely intentional once again. I'm going to just say it every time, and then maybe eventually folks will believe it. In spite of the fact that I've clearly admitted in the past that I cannot perform a parry intentionally to save my life. All right, here we go. Dude's down, but again, we're not going to do anything about that. We're going to basically ignore the fact that it's down. We're going to ignore the fact that it's staggered. We're going to wait, because any second now, right as he's coming out of it, we're going to hit him with this. It doesn't really deplete the stagger gauge all that much, does it? What if I just, like, let this loose on him? Because I feel like it's big enough that the fact that it's encompassed inside of a tornado isn't really going to prevent me from just kind of seeing what he's up to. I mean, okay, actually, yeah, maybe a little bit it will. Oh. One of those does so much more damage than the other. Okay, and as he is, come on. Can he not be staggered right now because he's in the middle of a tentacle phase? Is that what this is? He should absolutely be being staggered right now. There we go. Now we do this. Just try to take advantage of the stagger moment while we got it. And then also, dog, heal me maybe? Because I just realized that I'm in a bad way in terms of health. Maybe we could have let loose just then. Because he's close to death, we might have been able to actually, like, get him that time. I think we're probably going to kill him before he gets staggered again as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, take another high potion. We're burning through potions right now, but that's fine. What matters right now is we at least beat this guy now. I think maybe, possibly, we can leave mid-mission if we need to go get more supplies. And come back to, well, you know what, we're going to have a fast travel point. But then even if we travel back to this island, I'm assuming this guy's not going to be back. Surely not. Okay, that is definitely close range, and that was the wrong time to use that. Oh, but I want to use another potion. I'm going to, though. Okay. This should be it. Just, like, unload everything we got. We got him. Plant's dead. What did we get for that, though? Just a bunch of leaves and vines? Doesn't look like we got anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, good. Magic dash and a meteorite. All right, I could have gotten that from fighting crabs, but that's good, too. Better than leaving empty-handed. Also, if you were wondering, a arboretum is a plant area, kind of like an open-air greenhouse.
Yes.
Was it Wikipedia or was it Purple Lemons? Who can say? This looks pleasant. Drustanus? I beg your pardon? What is this place?
We're inside the volcano. You get used to the heat.
Do you?
Though I don't remember it being quite this hot.
Well, they must have had an arboreto earlier. That'll do that to your Drustanus, am I right? Oh! Oh.
Is that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger.
Is that...
Something's wrong.
What? Is this a lava scorpion? How does that even work? Are there any creatures that are naturally adapted to living in volcanoes? Also, are these guys susceptible to fire attacks? That's weird. Seems like maybe a volcano isn't the best place for them to live under those circumstances. Also, they're not really putting up any fight. They've not landed a hit on us. I feel like maybe we're the bad guys here, because we've just walked into their home and started slapping them, and the worst they've done to us is just kind of jiggle back and forth a little bit. Now that feels like the route we should take, and that feels like it goes somewhere else, possibly to a dead end. No, maybe not. I don't want to go this way if this ends up being the correct path. And then back down there's some treasure we're leaving behind. But also I'm hitting the button to open a map, and it's not opening the map. I suppose maybe, I mean, this looks like the route we'd want to take. This looks like the official path forward. There's a gate opening and everything. There's some more monsters. There's plenty of loot. Maybe that takes us up there, possibly? I'm really unsure of what path to follow at the moment. I guess we'll go in here and deal with the scorpions, though, for right now. That seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to spend our time doing. I'm not sure who's making the decisions on what we target here. I guess it was Clive, and he's doing a bad job of it. He's just not, you know, he and I, we aren't perfectly synced at the moment. This one right here, this is the bad guy. This is the one you got to look out for. He's the one who's actually doing a job. He's the one actually coming after me. He does not care about wind attacks either, which is strange, because you thought that, like, maybe that might cool him off a bit, but no. Okay. See, a dragonette I would expect to find inside of a volcano, owing to the heat and dragons breathe fire and all that. Okay, so that's probably the way to go, because it's being guarded by an actual big dragon. Which makes me think that there's another way over here is, like, it could be alternate paths. One might not be a way to treasure and the other one a way to the main goal. It might be that they both lead to the same location, and the game is giving me the opportunity to just choose one way or the other. We're going to choose the high road. Although I do think, oh, I thought this was going to be another climb. Are we on top of where that dragon was? I think we are. Yeah. With more scorpions. I mean, I suppose the game gave us the choice. More scorpions or a dragon. And we made what was probably the most sensible decision, right? More scorpions. We're having so much fun with them at this point. I'm really starting to, like, understand their culture and everything. Good job, Torgal. You're doing great work here. Hey, why doesn't someone go deal with the thing that's flying in the air? That's an option. Yeah, you go do that, Jill. That's fine. I'll take care of this guy. That's... I need to pay more attention to what we're targeting. There's literally a giant orange circle around them to let me know. So can we see that dragon from up here? So I saw this from down there right when we came through the gate. And then this seems to lead around. The only other time we've had a map with two different paths that all led to the same place in the end was when we attacked Caer Norvin, I want to say. Yeah, this is just an alternate route. We're just on the other side of the dragon. It literally is just the game saying, do you want to fight a dragon or not? And we said no. But I kind of feel obligated to, because why else is it here? I'm sorry, wait, what is this? It looks like it says salamander. Now, I'm not an expert on animals, but I've seen a few salamanders in my life. They didn't look like this. They didn't have wings, first off. And then maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to them, but it definitely didn't appear as though they had, like, fire-breathing capability. It kind of seemed like they were just crawling around on the ground. So I don't know. I'm starting to question whether or not this is correct. Maybe this is just like a fun little nod on the game developer's part to, like, a childhood trauma they had where they had a bad dream because they went outside and a salamander crawled on their foot and it terrified them. And then that night they watched Dragonheart, which I think has Sean Connery in it, although I've never actually seen it, I'll confess. And then they conflated the two in their sleep and they had, like, the world's worst nightmare. Wow, that was intense. And so now they're like, I'm going to immortalize forever that fear that I felt as a young lad. I almost said as a young lamb. Maybe that too. Maybe that was part of the dream. Maybe he also watched, like, Shaun the Sheep or something. And he... Dang it, I missed my opportunity. maybe he like conflated that as part of the dream as well, and he's like, I am Shaun the Sheep, and I got attacked by a fire-breathing salamander that spoke like Sean Connery. I got to do something with that. And 40 years now he's been in game development. Don't worry about the timeline there, because that I don't know how old that would make him if he was watching Shaun the Sheep. A Dragonheart. It doesn't matter, all right? It literally doesn't matter, because what you need to know is that after 40 years in game development, he started as an infant. He was in the womb still. He finally had the opportunity to put a fire-breathing salamander in a video game and make the world feel his fear. And I'll be honest with you, I feel it now, because that was actually kind of tough. Look, I'm on fire right now. That's how intense that was. I feel bad for the guy. It is very green. You're right, Lucas Kits. Your name in my chat is very green as well. But also, is that because you and... why are you both green? Doesn't it normally, like, assign alternating colors? That's odd. How very odd. I want you folks to know that with all the fun I've been having with this game, I was just told it looks like Dark Souls from Wish. So thank you, Lucas. Mom, can we have Final Fantasy 16? No. Mom, can we have Dark Souls? We have Dark Souls at home. Dark Souls at home. What the heck? This has got to be put an end to. This has got to stop. There we are. Okay. I'm getting sent memes. And now is not the appropriate time for such an endeavor. I've never played a Dark Souls game. I've never played a Soul... This is probably the closest I've ever come to a Souls-like. And I'm just basing that off the fact that someone just said it looked like discountwish.com Dark Souls. That's not an endorsement of that website either. I wouldn't encourage it. I'm so awfully bad at games that aren't Minecraft. And even then, I'm not the best. I'm not the best. So, wait, is this not the way we came? Have I just run backwards through the whole level? Maybe? Yeah. Because back there is where she said she gets used to the heat. And then up here is where we fought them. And then this is where the path splits. Yeah, we're going back. We're going the right way now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. So this is where the dragon was. And then we were up there before. It's all good. We figured it all out. We're back on the right trail. Dragonheart, though. Is that the name of that movie? I've never seen that movie. I'm pretty sure Sean Connery voices a dragon, and the dragon looks awful. And that is the extent of my knowledge on the movie Dragonheart. And I don't really think it has any bearing on Final Fantasy 16 or Dark Souls. But Sean Connery was an incredible actor. Was.
Fuck. Is there no other way across?
Is he dead? Sean Connery could be dead. He might have died recently. He might be alive. I don't actually know. How old is Sean Connery? He's pretty old. I'll look it up instead of watching the cutscene. He died in 2020. What a guy. Man was born in 1930. See, this is why I shouldn't look away. What's happening? What is this?
Quickly, before it melts!
I have this awful feeling that something's going to happen to Jill soon.
This is going to be close.
Because she is starting to turn to stone. And before she dies, she's going to give us some of her powers. Kind of like what Sid did, and that's how we're going to get ice powers. But I don't want Jill to be dead. I'm rather partial to her. She's like our good childhood best friend. I don't want her to turn to stone.
Let's not do that again.
Maybe at the end of the game we learn how to turn them back from stone.
Let's not.
Which implies that if you turn to stone, you're still, to some extent, like bound to the mortal plane. Are you still conscious? Are you just a statue that can't move or speak, but you're aware of everything happening around you?
Perhaps not a
You're
lot.
aware of the fact that
But in
you've been
numbers
just
like
like
these.
hung up in a nobleman's house as like just a statue to be jeered and mocked. That's pretty dark. This game would do that though. This game does stuff like that. Okay, that's just a flying bomb. That's not the first time we fought those, but for some reason I just not realized that's what was happening. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. Mainly because it's not the ability I thought I had selected. Alfred neglected to realize that that's what we had on. If you're not careful with those bombs, they will blow up, by the way, in case you were wondering. And it's really easy for that to just kind of happen all of a sudden, and then you're dead. Not like this, but like a big explosion. Yeah, like what he's doing right now. What he's doing right now is going to be a big explosion. And that'll instantly kill you. Okay! That is the angriest scorpion we've encountered yet. That one actually has some fight in him. Guess they have to be within a certain range. There we go. And I think if you hit them, it activates that, and it creates chain lightning to some ends. Oh, good job, team. Took them right out. This looks like, once again, a splitting trail. So we've got bridge next to beautiful lava falls, or whatever the heck this is. And this is just the route I've chosen.
We're nearly at the oratory.
All right. Private Wikipedia. What is an oratory? Or an oratory? You don't have to answer that, by the way. That's fine. It just worked last time I tried it. I thought I might go again. This looks like the way ahead is blocked. It looks like that is closed.
Well, we aren't going this way.
Well, okay,
Let's
well,
look for another path.
we have verified that that is not the path we will be taking. It's good to know for sure. We'll head this way instead. It'll all be fine. This is quite Moria-esque, isn't it? See, now, if we turn into the Balrog...
What the hell is that?
Oh!
I have
It's
absolutely
nightmare.
no idea.
It's true nightmare.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's friendly.
It's got the moves, though. You've got to admit that it does have the moves. It's called the Red Mouse, or Red Moose, even. I can't see. I think it says mouse. Yeah. I hate it. I don't like it, and I don't want it to be alive anymore. I want to kill it as quickly as I can. Beautiful. What was I gonna say earlier? I was talking about. Oh, if we turn into Ifrit here, it's gonna really evoke a lot of very specific memories. I think a lot of people have in a particular franchise, which might not be the worst thing. I think I got to come out of this immediately into a dodge.
Nice try.
Yeah. I don't know how it can say that was a precision dodge when I was just spamming the dodge button, but sure. Like, that one was precision. Beautiful, staggered again. I think that's actually working for us, but I think that now we need to not do it a second time, because there's no shot that we're going to get into a third stagger, so we might as well use everything we got now to see if we can just deal as much damage as we can and take it down before it gets out of this state. Okay, it's currently out, and that's okay. It's going to do a giant ball of fire. And good riddance. Oh, darn it. Did not time that properly. Hold on. And we did actually get it into a third stagger. And good riddance to you. What is that? And it's gone. I guess we'll never know or possess it. Looked interesting. It does have a treasure chest here. Do you reckon this belonged to the creature? Wonder what it was hoarding. Let's see what kind of... It keeps mithril wristlets? Is that what that said? Just lying around? That's its most precious treasure. Maybe it used to be human, and that's what it wore. And then it got too close to the lava, and it melted. And that's what happens when a person melts. Have you ever seen a person melt before? I've seen people catch on fire. They don't tend to melt. They turn into, like, dried up husks. You have to get humans under just the right conditions to melt them. Otherwise, they dry out. It's like trying to reheat a pizza, really.
What the?
One of the demons. But they never leave the lava.
If I didn't know better, I think this volcano was about to erupt.
Was that a one-liner, or was that just him stating a fact?
Why attack us, then? They're peaceful creatures.
Then this one must be the exception.
Oh, wait. Are they reusing assets? Didn't we fight one of these in the jungle once? I think we did. It looks very similar to it, at least. Okay, I think I might have figured out the timing on that. That was an extreme lunge, apparently, not even a normal one. Can we put out his flame? Sort of like one might blow out a candle. Is that possible? Oh, he's got some sort of laser beam breath. This is you know what? I can't see what he's doing in there, but it is taking down his stagger gauge. He is now staggered as a result of our actions, which is kind of beautiful. And now this attack is healing us, which is good. And now as he's getting ready to stand back up, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're stealing some good deals. Come on, big boy.
Nice try. Too slow.
Okay, but you gotta do those back to back. Otherwise, he keeps coming.
Nice try.
But did that counted as using that ability, even though the ability didn't go through?
Nothing good, I'll wager.
Well, I'm sorry, what's happening here? Overdrive. Is this just like super demon laser breath?
Nice try.
Yeah, no, he's in some sort of like enraged mode. Something tells me getting hit by that wouldn't have been good. Oh, this is called fire water. Delicious. Dodged into that. Really, really misunderstood what he was about to do there. Probably the wrong time to use that now that I think about it. All of my plans have gone out the window for like using all of these abilities after he's finished being staggered. Remember how brilliant a plan that was? I just for some reason decided not to do it. Slip of the brain, maybe. It's working though. This is working.
Yeah. Too slow.
Okay, things aren't well.
I needed that.
Stone Skin Tonic might be a good thing to have right now. I always forget that I have those. It never comes to mind.
Nice try.
Take this.
Boy. This is just like a gauntlet of monsters leading up to smashing a crystal. There's no story beats to be had here. There's no lessons to be learned. It's just walk to location, fight monster, so that in a minute you can fight other more different monster, so that in a minute you can fight other more different monster, and then when it's all said and done, no, you can't overdrive now. You're literally dead. You have no health left. There's no reason for you to be continuing this endeavor at this point. You can die in peace. This is actually cruel what you're doing right now. Just rest. just be at peace with the world. Give me all of your golden experience. And then sleep, big lizard creature. I will take your gnarled... Oh, good! More sharp fangs! We have not checked our sharp fang collection in a while. We gotta be getting close to 999. Which might be the max. I don't know.
Are you hurt?
Just hot. Thank you.
Oh! I thought it was just like a weird
Commotion
bundle
offered,
of,
mate.
like, cloth.
Let's hope the guards didn't hear it.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there. Then we make for the sanctuary. I need to finish this. Before the heat finishes me.
You literally have ice powers. Can you not just cool the area down? Aren't you a walking air conditioner? What is your issue? Are you scared of turning to stone right now? I assume these guys turn to
by the
stone.
handmaidens' living quarters. It was always a hive of activity.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
Okay. Is this like an old friend? An animal familiar? Familial? Even? Familiar? You know what I'm trying to get at here. You like an old nanny of some kind? An old family relation? Can we open this gate up for access in the future? Or, no, wait. Wasn't part of the bridge destroyed as well or something, and that's why we had to go around the long way? Where the lava lizards lie? That would be a great book title. Where the lava lizards lie. What would it be about, though? Do icons turn to stone in the same way that, like, a normal bearer does? Has that been established yet? I don't remember that happening with Sid, but it could have been discussed. What is this place?
Lady Marley. It's me.
Python Bother. Jill, it can't be.
It is, my lady.
Has this just become a rescue
Cannot talk
mission?
here. Come with me.
Can we get all these ladies out of here?
I'm so glad you're safe.
And I you.
Why ever would you risk coming back? Are you a fool, girl? Or have you grown tired of your freedom already?
Forgive me, my lady. But I had to come back. There are things I left undone. Tell me, where is the Patriarch?
At this hour, he'll be in the Comric, giving thanks.
You mean... Oh, that fiend! Clive, we have to get to the sanctuary. Now. Lady Marley, you must flee this place, gather your things, and go.
Now listen here, Jill.
We have company.
Was that in the game, or did something just fall in real life? Oh, something fell in real life.
This way.
It's a problem for later.
Follow this passage. It leads straight to the Comric. Go on, stop dawdling.
Thank you. You were always so kind to me. My light in the darkness.
Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me.
I'll live if you promise to do the same.
I don't believe it. I tell you what's going to happen. We're going to destroy this crystal, and then the volcano's going to erupt, and everyone in here is going to die. And also, Jill's going to turn to stone, and we're going to get a few overpowers.
Come on, Clive. We're nearly at the comwreck.
Yeah, I'm sure there's only 48 more monsters to kill before we get there, and then you die. Sid died the last time we did one of these. I'm just assuming we're going to lose a good friend every single time. Who's left? Gav. Gav's going to die. Gav's got to die at some point. He's down an eye, so he's already at a disadvantage compared to everyone else. And then, I mean, we've already lost our brother once, but presumably that'll happen again. That guy just ran past me. Like, I wasn't even worth stopping to bother with. I mean, I don't mind it. It makes my job easier, but I'm just a little bit insulted is all. This feels like a waste. Who's left? This guy just over here by himself. Oh no, there's two of them. Which is the direction we need to be going in? I'll go the opposite real quick. Maybe we can just leave the two of them to deal with that guy? Yeah, this feels like a dead end. This goes to an unopenable door. You know there's good treasure back there too. It's my firm belief that every unopenable door in a video game has something good behind it, and it's just there to, like, spite gamers. But if you're one of those people who, like, goes out of bounds and stuff, using, software and whatnot, there's whole YouTube channels dedicated to it. You can peek back there and determine, like, oh my gosh, that's the best sword in the game. There's this character skin back there that lets you play as Dumbledore. But you're not allowed to get it because the developers hate you. It's like that door in... What's that video game where you go around and you kill all the giant monsters? I can't remember what it's called. I've never played it.
How many of them are there?
Too many.
Very large weapon you got there. What I know about it is that... Isn't that, like, the same studio that made whatever that game was where you're a little boy and you have a giant beast following you around? It was supposed to come out on, like, the PS3, and then it came out at the end of the PS4 life cycle or something ridiculous like that. I know, like, bits of video game trivia, but not the important bits. What I do know about that first game where you go around killing all the big monsters is that when the developers built it, they had this door in the game that was not able to be opened, but everyone was convinced that if you did, like, the right things, you could open it, but you couldn't. But then when they remastered it for, I think, PS3 or PS4, they actually went ahead and put something back there that you could open it, which is kind of cool, because I think it turned into, like, a whole thing of people trying to figure out how to get in this door. Also, I'm going to die back here because I can't get out. I'm just stuck here. Good, let me get around him now. What a miserable way that would have been to die. Just stuck in a corner where a guy backed me into it. I would have been very upset. I would have been sending very angry letters to all of the developers involved. Hello, your large man with the big axe pushed me into a corner, made it very difficult for me to get out. I'm not pleased about this. I would like you to do something about it. I would like to hear a response in the form of correspondence to me. If you could make a YouTube video apologizing for what was clearly a developer mistake. I don't think you should be able to get stuck in this corner. I would never write this email. I would just say it in a YouTube video, angrily, knowing that none of the developers would ever actually hear it. Because, gosh, can you imagine how cringy that would be? They might even mention it in, like, a future behind-the-scenes development diary for one of their, like, upcoming games. Like, do you remember... We had a guy write in once, and he wanted an apology because he was bad at the game, and he got himself stuck in a corner. And we have that framed up there, and we make fun of him. Really bad at games, Reese, we call him, because that was his name. And yeah, all you had to do was not get stuck in that corner. But we do remember him every time we make a new game. We like to. They would start putting, like, little corners in games just to spite me. Me personally. they probably wouldn't, because who's going to waste that kind of time? But there might be one guy in the development team who's like, man, this hallway is nice and flat, but what if I added some just little corners jutting out where someone might be able to get stuck? Hee hee hee. And then what if I just put an NPC in here and I name him, like, Howdy Reese? And he's just constantly stuck in this corner and he's just shouting about it, but he can't do anything about it. Maybe even has a whole quest line where he asks you to help him, but you can't. Because all he has to do is walk out of the corner, but he won't. Because he's just too stupid to comprehend it. Hee hee. That's how video game designers are, man. They're petty people. I learned everything I needed to know about designers from, like, Minecraft modders. You talk about petty people. Look up the Greg Tech versus Tinker's Construct issue. That continues to be just... I bring it up often because it is actually insane to me. It is the most bafflingly stupid situation possibly in Minecraft history. What a ridiculous and dumb spat. I'm not getting into it again. I'm just going to wait for... Is everyone dead? Is this effective? I think this is the direction we need to go in, but I'm not going to be able to... There we go. Get that cleared out. See, I'm expecting that... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, surely before they send us up against another large monster, because we know that's coming, before that happens, they'll start to fill up our potions again. But they have. We've been completely restocked on potions and high potions.
Clive, there's something I need you to know.
Now's the time.
I saw the Patriarch do things no one should have to see. And so I swore that he would die by my hand.
I understand. I faced my demons, and you must face yours.
See, I thought it was going to be some sort of reveal. Like, hey, by the way, I'm not really Jill. I'm a golem made of clay with Jill's brain. But you didn't see that coming, did you? I didn't. What a twist that would be. Okay, so there's the crystal. So we're going to fight through these guys, and then right on the other side of this. I mean, I'm sure once we fight, like, we actually destroy the crystal, God's going to come out again, or whatever happened last time. I cannot explain to you why I didn't dodge that. I have no explanation whatsoever.
Waken winds!
Okay, so as soon as he comes out of his stagger, we hit him with aerial blasts. Start rapidly bringing down that stagger gauge, and then we just stay out of the twister. He can't move very fast, so we can just keep backpedaling, and he can't get to us. He'll keep just making that noise, and then we can do this. This is OP. Look, we can start, like, throwing things at him from outside of here. We just start yeeting little balls of energy at him. There's nothing he can do about it. Perfect. Just throw in a magic burst partway through. What do you mean bad guys are coming? What? No, I've already defeated them all. Well, actually, no, Jill and Torgal did most of the work, and it looks like they're on their way to do it again. Were those guys already, like, damaged before they even got over here? It kind of looked that way, but it could have been an issue of them being far enough away. Oh, that was not... I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend. Did I just kill that guy, like, not even trying to? I didn't even know he was approaching me. He just sort of flew backwards. Boom. Oh, we picked up a high potion. Oh, good. Yeah, so we're picking up some potions. Yeah, okay. Guess what's going to happen next? We're at max health and all. We picked up a bunch of potions. I wonder what might happen when we cross through this gate here. Do you think our brother's going to show up here as well? We haven't seen him since then. It's been 5 years. O Matthew, son of, gather juice unto death. Yeah, I think it's something like that. I guess you're doing a sacrifice, but you want to have like plenty of like orange juice and lemonade at hand. Sort of a last meal sort of thing, but it's all liquid. Yeah, they're really not going to be happy with what we're about to do.
Run!
Hi. How you been? It's been a while.
Shiva's dominant. Come to beg forgiveness for your failure.
For years, I followed your orders, fought your wars, all to protect the children you took, just as you took me. And what did you do in return? You put them in chains and you slit their throats!
Fiend.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption. A penance paid, just as the Holy Mother wills it! Repent, abomination! For a monster like you to set foot in the Holy Cymric is in itself a crime deserving of death.
You're right. I am a
What is this
monster,
angle? And why?
and my soul is stained black. Though not by ether, but by the evil of men like you, who made me close my heart and drown in darkness when I should have raged against it. This is my penance. I will be your monster no more. Nor will I suffer you to create another.
Does the beast bare its teeth at its master? Come then, dominant. Rage, be as you have ever been. A monster!
Is this guy going to be the person we fight?
Imran, I was forced to kill. You do it by choice. But never again. I bowed to you once. Now it is you who shall bow to me!
Kill them.
Oh, we're not going to do this. We're just going to watch it. That's okay.
Now!
Right!
She's been able to do that this whole time? Hey, wonderful timing. It's funny how he does that. Is he one with the planet or something? He can just disappear and reappear at will?
What?
What is happening?
No!
Jill!
Reed?
Try biting your finger or something.
Come on.
That's what Aaron Yeager does.
Remember how it felt? Why? Why can't I do it?
You have to accept the truth, or whatever. Oh, perfect! Yes! This is great!
Please. Just once. She won't be able to hold that lava back forever. We'd better make this quick.
Absolutely. What is this called? Liquid flame? That's the name of this creature? We're doing really well right now, and I don't know how. Oh, dang it. I shouldn't have said a word. Should not have said a word. That just put an end to it, didn't it?
Thanks, boy.
This is definitely not going to end up being the final villain of this encounter. Again, I'm sure our brother's going to come back and God will be here, or whatever that guy was. You know what? I'm still thinking alien or proto-human from bygone era or something along those lines. That's still going to happen. See, we're in that fun situation where I can't see what's happening, but sometimes you land a parry. It just happens.
There's a...
Not sure what he was about to try to do, but it looked pretty serious, whatever it was. Is it normal for the one's thumb to start hurting partway through, like, playing this game? 'Cause mine is starting to kill me. Now that did not look good. Come on now. What was that? Just nacho cheese pouring over the ice all of a sudden. Thanks for keeping up the arena. I appreciate it.
All right. I won't take long. Guess we're all ready.
Oh, lovely.
Nice try.
Okay, this is really effective at getting the darn thing staggered. Even if it does mean that I can't actually see what it's doing, and I have to just run away from it, still, it's passive damage. It's free real estate. You gotta take advantage of it.
Nice try. Nice try.
I don't find your shape-shifting impressive. I find it very obnoxious. Oh, ooh, oh, ooh.
Too slow. Nice try.
Okay, we're halfway there, and surprisingly, we didn't stop to have another cutscene. But maybe that only happens at thirds. I think it happened at the first third, so maybe when we get to the second third, we'll get another cutscene. How am I feeling? Feeling okay. My thumb still hurts, but we had like a moment's respite earlier from the constant clicking, which helped my thumb a little bit. Please, not with the dog. He's a loyal companion and we love him. Please don't harm him. We're doing this again. This was effective last time. Just gotta get out of there fast. This also is pretty quick at filling our ATB gauges.
I'm hurt, Torgal.
Just keep jumping backwards. Just never stop dodging. That's surprisingly effective. Thank you, Torgal. He does occasionally heal me, I'm realizing. Jeez, I should have waited till he was like staggered to do this. At least that way I'd be getting like bunches of health back.
Nice try. Fuck.
Do I need to determine which one's the real one? Is that the secret? Or do I just have to wait it out? Notice that his stagger gauge is refilled, so that's fantastic.
Nice try.
This does much less damage if he's flying around. Actually get him staggered this time. Come on. We could do it. Before 11th hours or whatever he did last time. There we go. Oh, we're down to one of each potion. Probably should have taken a stone skin up the top. We're just unloading everything now. Just anything that we've got in the chamber before he gets back up. This is like a moment of desperation here. The last thing we want to do, though, is something stupid. just had this moment where I realized how low my health was, and I was like, I could cook this whole thing right now if I either don't heal or I get hit by something big because I'm not paying attention. Oh, we actually collected liquid flame. It's a flame trapped mid-dance, both ethereal and corporeal, fleeting and endearing, but very much alive, and we're just taking it back with us. Probably gonna make a sword out of it, as one does.
Jill!
I'm going to finish this, Clive. Here. Use this.
Well, there's us getting ice powers. So next she dies. And then God Alien shows up. We know what happens. Also, Volcano's about to go. I'm locking in all my final guesses for what happens here. These are my predictions. She's gonna die.
Step closer to freedom.
Alien's gonna show up. Our brother's gonna fight him again. Volcano's gonna erupt.
The crystal. What did you do to it?
How is he still alive?
Oh. We destroyed.
Where has he been this whole time?
What? But... Monster! Monster!
This is gonna be
Do you
good.
have any idea what you have done?
I do, Father.
I have killed the monster and become an outlaw.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Good. Good
It's
stuff.
over.
It is.
That was so chill compared to last time. Aren't we going to go into, like, the
She
ethereal
rejected the
realm?
prize.
Turn into
She did.
Ifrit and fight
Again, the burden fell to you.
something?
And I bore it willingly.
This is too anticlimactic. Something's about to happen.
This was a sin for which I had to atone. Now I can continue at your side with my head held high.
No. No, you can't. What is it, boy? What do you sense? We don't just walk away from this. If we do, I'll be shocked. Yeah, okay.
Clive, look.
It's just like the one at Phoenix Gate. Damn it. We need to leave.
Agreed.
Is Jill going to get out of here? Oh, hey, bro. Okay, someone, like, I hope someone's made a list. Someone put a check mark next to it. Joshua showed up. We assume it's Joshua. It could be anyone wearing a hood, really. I'm amazed. I'm actually... I thought for sure we were just gonna get a beat for beat from the last one. I thought she was gonna die like Sid. We did get ice powers, I'm pretty sure that's what that meant.
I kept my promise, now you keep yours.
Well, now I feel like just kind of a joke of a human being. With all of my sassy, like, I know what's gonna happen, and I was just wrong. Wait, how many robed figures are there?
This way, Your Grace.
You're bleeding. I have a tonic which will...
Oh my gosh, is this Medicine
Thank you for
Girl?
your kindness, truly. But I assure you, I will survive. Please, save your medicines for those
Is this
who
girl
need them most.
tonic medicines,
Oh, well,
maladies, what ail you?
sure.
There's just a different girl. There's that little girl that was shouting about it in the bazaar previously.
For a moment there, I felt my brother's presence.
You did.
I fear he is in Ultima's thoughts again. But why now, after 5 years of silence? I cannot keep him sealed away much longer.
Your Grace.
That's right, he can't appear to us because he's sealed away inside of our brother. But other hooded figure can appear.
No, do not dirty your hands.
Also, who is this girl?
Look at them all. Like a river flowing to the sea.
Darling, so
Or
it
moths
goes.
to a flame, perhaps. The crystalline dominion, their light in the darkness. More and more lose their homes to the blight and set out in search of sanctuary, while others lose their fortunes to the Dalmekian levies and leave to find new livelihoods. What is it that you seek in the Dominion, Your Grace?
Oh, Dion Lesage.
You mean the Crown Prince of Sanbrec?
He has many titles. Dion the Bold, Prince of Dragoons, Odin's Nemesis, or simply Bahamut. I met him once, when we were children. He was a chivalrous soul even then, and has served his empire indefatigably ever since.
And you are confident that he will listen to what you have to say?
Our world lurches ever closer to the abyss, and a hidden hand ushers us onward. Ultima's influence extends to every nation, Sanbrec included. If His Highness is the man I believe him to be, and I pray that he is, this truth will not have escaped his notice. As the mother crystals fall, the eternal flame wavers, and the azure sky begins to bruise. How lucky we were to be blessed by the crystals, and yet how spoiled. Like canaries in a gilded cage, growing fat on seed. But now, the bars are closing in, and we must take flight. Painful though it be to leave our home behind, it is what we must do to be free. Which is it that men cannot live without? A blessing that leads to damnation, or a freedom that leads to deprivation? I do not yet know the answer to that question. Do you, Clive?
Your Grace, let us find a place to rest a while. We can return by the Dalmekian trail once you have recovered your strength. I realize your duty is pressing, but if your health should fail...
I know. Thank you, Yote.
So not Jote. Every time we cut to this man, and he speaks, I have more questions than answers, and am slightly more confused. I understand that by the end of the game it'll all be explained, but it's okay for games not to have twists, you know. You can just present the story as it goes. Why does every modern tale have to be one of confusion? I blame Star Wars. It all started with the Darth Vader twist. Now everyone feels like someone's got to be a secret dad.
The army's attempt to breach the Empire's defenses and gain the Isles of Ark has failed yet again.
Only because your fleet has proved as impotent as a eunuch on laying night. Would you
That's
rather we
savage.
simply fell back to the capital?
Enough, both of you. All here agree that the Empire cannot be allowed to maintain its illegitimate claim on the Dominion. However, our casualties mount with each passing day.
There is a literal sea twixt you and your prize. The armies of Sambrek need but sit back and watch as you harmlessly lap against their walls. They are dug in like ticks and seek to draw out this siege, knowing the capital's stores are nigh bottomless. And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap. Republican soldiers starve while waiting for orders from Randalar.
If you would but take the field, their bellies would be full by nightfall.
If I take the field, so too will Bahamut, and our duel will shake the island to its foundations. Instead of liberating the Dominion, you would doom it to destruction. Unless that is what you desire.
It would certainly be visually interesting.
If our learned advisor has a solution to propose, we should be glad to consider it.
That was fun.
Is that the Emperor's?
Wait! Isn't that Clive's mom?
What?
And that her new little demon spawn?
What it means is that I am disinclined to advise you any longer. Ah, the looks on their faces when you walked through those doors. A perfect picture of stupefaction. They could not believe their eyes. Though I confess, I had my own doubts whether or not you would accept my invitation. Such shocking news. Sid isn't a son of a whore. He's the son of an empress. Your own dear Clive.
Oh, that's it.
Absurd. Who fed you these lies? I have never spent a moment among criminals, save at the gallows. I came here with my son, not to entertain your baseless accusations, but to put an end to the senseless hostilities between our nations.
Very well. You need only agree to the terms I set out. Sid took the life of someone dear to me, a woman by the name of Benedicta. I swore to take his in turn. This would not be disagreeable to you, I take it. You would finally be rid of the stain on your noble name.
Does this man understand that there's a new Sid? Or does he think that...
In return, I will leave Sanbreque in your capable hands. Your Imperial Majesty.
I guess technically both Sids were responsible. I cannot believe, though, that original recipe Sid would have sent anything to this man.
And all for the love of a common horse.
Yeah, concerning...
Dominant or no, one cannot hide one's breeding.
The death of Benedicta.
And beasts will ever belong with beasts.
That's something I've been thinking about. This is like a real... What is the kid's name?
There are greater things in store for you, my darling Olivier.
The kid that lives up in the Eyrie?
Soon enough, you shall be the crown prince.
Little sickly, like,
Sanbreque.
10-year-old who's still nursing. Game of Thrones.
And when your father goes to meet Great Griga, you shall be emperor of all you survey.
John Aaron's
the
son,
old
maybe?
order
Robin?
shall come tumbling down, and you will
Sweet
rebuild
Robin.
the world in your glorious image.
Sorry, she's just monologuing. About a kid who doesn't matter.
Soon.
She's got a light up bracelet and we're just gonna, like, skip past that. This is definitely a spaceship. These are the ruins of a spaceship.
She's been in there for hours. Something must be wrong.
I have a theory. I think we have, like, a spy in our midst who is feeding information to that guy. Because Clive in original recipe Sid defeated Benedicta and then just left her lying on the battlefield. But then he somehow got something in a box, that we don't know what, that tipped him off to the fact that Benedicta had been killed. And it said from Sid on it, but that makes no sense for Sid to do. So I don't believe he did it. And then now he looked like he had some kind of a letter to saying that Sid was the Empress's son. New Sid is. Like new Coke, new Sid. But then how did he get that information? There's like a spy in our midst, but they're not doing the best job. They're not giving like the clearest information. In any case, that's it for today's episode. So thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, okay. Time to catch up. Jake Yates, when did you join? How long ago was that? That was nearly an hour ago. Wow. Well, I hope you stuck around and enjoyed it. Like in KOTOR, where they didn't actually finish all the plans for the game, so there's a whole subplot cut out, and you can interact with it, but can't get the key to open it. That sounds like a nightmare. Why would anyone do that? Working on Tekkit. Nice. I'm going to see if I can figure out what I was talking about earlier. What was that? I can't even remember what I was going on about. It was like an unfinished thing. Hold on. Game where boy fights large monsters. Shadow of the Colossus. That's the one. Okay. That's the one for sure. I found a Reddit post where it's like, game where you fight just huge monsters / bosses. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, Shadow of the Colossus, 2005, and then unopened door. Let's see if that comes up with anything. The locked door. This is from when? This is from 15 years ago. Yeah, okay. This is someone saying, so I heard there's a sealed doorway in Colossea's temple. Discuss. And someone responds, it's a door, it's closed, that's it. That is far more than it. There's something behind there, by gum, and the secret keepers are going to find it. See, so there's this whole conspiracy back in the day. Again, all these posts are like 15 years old. I think the secret keepers need something to do. So do one of these things right now. Go for a run. Up to you. Just have fun with it. Draw something. Those are the two options. I do not care how much you think you suck. Just enjoy yourself. Lol, I think I should take your advice. Blah, blah, blah. Just read it. There's something behind the door, so this is like a linking to a discussion on some PlayStation website. Yeah. So this was a big deal back in the day, but they made it a thing. They made it a thing in, I think, the PS4 re-release. This page contains information on the new hidden coins found in Shadow of the Colossus Remake for the PS4. On top of being a complete remake, the game includes new features not found in the previous version. One such addition are mysterious glowing coins that appear all over the world in Shadow of the Colossus, mostly found in forgotten corners or hard-to-reach places. So these were areas of the game, as I understand it, that were reachable, that players discovered and were like, surely this has something to do with that door. The coins emit a faint glow, usually when they are only a few paces away. A better sign that you are near is a faint tune emanating from the controller that signifies a coin is near. Reward. Hidden passage below the shrine where the dormant sword lies. The weapon is infused with the dark aura, increasing attack but lowering health regen. How kind of cool is that, though? That you take this thing that was like just like fan speculation for a decade and a half and you say, hey, we're re-releasing the game. We're putting the door in. You can go through the door now. You bunch of weirdos. You obsessed with this. We're doing it for you, finally. That's really cool. I love that. Shadow of the Colossus. So that came out, what? Let's see. Shadow of the... Didn't that come out on PS2? I'm pretty sure that was a PS2, the game, that then got re-released on 3 and then remastered on 4, which is kind of ridiculous. How do I find this out? 2005 action-adventure game... Let's just go to the let's go to the wiki. And then, yeah, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. That's insane to me that it released on that many like consoles. Where's the PS5 version? Should I look it up? I mean, I know I can just play the PS4 one, but hold on. Shadow of the Colossus PS5. It's been fixed on PS5. Are you telling me that we're not going to get like a massive remaster? What was the actual error? I don't want to read about this. This is not interesting. Oh, it's just a shadow bug. Low-res texture. Oh, shadows. Okay, alright. Production, design, critical response. I'm trying to get to where it talks about film adaptation. Hold on, do you folks have a second? Are y'all ready for this? In April 2009, it was reported that Sony Pictures would adapt Shadow of the Colossus into a film. Kevin Misher, producer of The Scorpion King, and the recent attempted remake of Dune, negotiated to produce. It was announced that Fumito Ueda? I'm pronouncing that wrong for sure, would be involved in the film's production. On May 23rd, 2012, it was reported that Chronicle director Josh Trank will be directing the film adaptation. This is like a cursed production. The producer of The Scorpion King and Josh Trank, director of such films as Chronicle, which I hear is good, I've not seen it, and Fan 4 Stick. Seth Lockhead was due to write the film. Seth, it doesn't mention what he wrote. What have you written, Seth? What have you done? Let's see. Personal life, career. I need a list of what he's done. He's best known for writing the 2011 film Hannah. What is that? Oh, I know that girl. Why do I know that girl? I know the look of her. What is this movie about? Hannah Heller is a 15-year-old girl who lives with her father, Eric, in rural northern Finland. Since the age of 2, Hannah has been trained by him, an ex-CIA operative from Germany, to be a skilled assassin. This movie sounds like trash. It's probably like very well received. On review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 71%. Okay, with an average rating of 6.8 out of 10. What about the people? Audiences poll by CinemaScore gave the film a rating of C. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Cursed film. In September 2014, Variety reported that Mama director Andreas Muschietti would direct the film after Trank dropped out due to scheduling conflicts with other projects. Fan 4 stick. And then that's, I guess, the last we've heard of it, and it's never going to happen. Bless. They attempted. No Shadow of the Colossus game for us. But who developed this? Japan Studio and then Team Eco. That's the one. What else did they make? Let me give you a list of the games they've made. In 2001, they made, get this, Eco. No, really. In 2005, they made Shadow of the Colossus. In 2011, for the PS3, they made the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus collection for the PS3. Is that like just a dual pack? That's exactly what that is. Okay. What is Eco? I've never heard of this game. Or Ico? I've never heard of this game. Oh, the people look scary. Oh, the box art is one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life. And then in 2016, that's the one, they made The Last Guardian. When was this game supposed to come out? Sony announced The Last Guardian at E3 2009 with a planned release in 2011 for the PlayStation 3. It suffered numerous delays. Ueda? I'm assuming that's how you say that. And other Team Ico or Eco members departed Sony, forming a studio. Jin design and hardware difficulties moved the game to the PS4 in 2012, drawing speculation that the game would not see release. Ueda and Jin Design remained as creative consultants, with Ueda, I'm sure it's Ueda, Ueda, as director, and Sony Japan Studio handling technical development. The Last Guardian was reintroduced at E3 2015. I remember that being a big deal at the time. Upon release, it received praise for its art direction, story, and depiction of Trico, though some criticized the gameplay. I think it's just a boy with a big, hideous beast that hops around beside him. When's that getting a PS5 re-release? Reaction to delays. I don't even need to read this section. I know what it was. Many gamers were upset and threatened to hunt down the developers' families. That's not in there. I'm just assuming it's going to be something like that. It won Outstanding Achievement in Character for Trico, as well as Audio Achievement at... That's just the awards. Okay, so the Audio Achievement was the 13th British Academy Game Awards. That's a British game, is it? And 20th Annual DICE Awards. It won the Outstanding Achievement in Character. How fun for them. That's wonderful. It was also nominated for a ton of things. Should we go through the whole Team Eco collection? Should I just go on eBay and pick up Ico and Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian? All three of these fantastic games from a studio that I'm assuming no longer exists. Defunct 2011. RIP. That is the same year that Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection launched. Are you kidding me? That is rough. Like, here, take it. We're done. We're out of here. Rough, man. Oh my gosh. Wait, whatever happened to the... let's see. So, Jin Design. I want to find out. In March 2020, Epic Games announced they would be fully funding the development of... what? Kowloon Knights? The two companies splitting profits in half. In 2021, the new game was teased in one of Jin Design's New Year postcards, which features a screenshot from Ueda's 3 previous games and an unidentified screenshot of a person under a mechanical structure, which is thought to be from the new game. It's unfortunate that Epic is paying for it, because that means that I'll never play it, because it'll come out on the Epic Game Launcher, and I will never pay for that. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed that deviation from not playing the game. It is, I said I would not do streams past, or anything, after 9 o'clock. And it's past 9 o'clock now. So I'm going to go to bed. Thank you folks for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with me. Jake, I think you might be the last one here, so I appreciate that. And thank you for everyone who kind of filtered in as we went. Purple Lemons, Lucas, thank you all for joining, even if only for a moment. I appreciate it. And until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you later.